Welcome, my friends, to another installment of Jackie Talks About the News. Yeah, news opinion show. I don't have a name for it. I will one day. I'd probably have co-hosts. I'm working on that right now. Anyways, before we get into all that, you might be wondering why I'm sponsoring myself again. Well, for just $1 a month, you will be getting exclusive content that I haven't made yet because I have no idea what it will be. But it will be something. And that's all I can guarantee. But anyways, enough of the shilling about JackieWolf.tv. My god, I'm sure you've all heard the shills before. So, we're in the newsroom today. Looking around. It's a great newsroom. What could be going wrong with society today? Well, what's wrong with society is a lot of things. Let us proceed, shall we? Oh no, I don't have the first media source open. I am such an idiot. Let me get my little tool out so I can actually see and comment a little better. A House panel requests testimony from Top Gun manufacturers. That was written 07/07/22 and early in the morning. I missed this when I was doing my preliminary checks of things, and I missed this, and I'm absolutely sorry about that. Well, look at that deranged woman. The House Oversight and Reform Committee on Wednesday requested testimony from exclusive executives at three major gun manufacturers in a hearing later this month as part of the panel's investigation into the industry. Um, yeah, and as for the thing earlier, well, yesterday, yeah, the Senate was threatening UPS. And I don't care if they destroy stuff that's on UPS, and I believe UPS should be able to sue. Congress Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney, Democrat, New York, sent letters to Daniel Defense Co., Marty Daniels, Smith and Wesson brand CEO Mark Smith and Sturm, Ruger and Company CEO Christopher Kilroy, requesting their testimony on July 20th for a hearing examining the role of firearms industry in gun violence. Boy, doesn't that sound like a whole bunch of bull fucking shit. That sounds like a whole bunch of freaking garbage that they're going to sell the American people in. Oh, we're helping you out. We're saving you from the gun violence and shit. No, you're not. You're not helping nobody. You're fucking morons. That's all you are. And then you. I don't care. You're morons. You ain't worth a damn, and I really don't give a shit. Anyways, as the chief executive officer of a major firearms manufacturer that sells millions of assault weapons, your testimony is crucial to understand why your company continues to sell and market these weapons to civilians. What states, what steps your company plans to take to protect the public, and what additional reforms are needed to prevent further deaths from your products. Maloney wrote in the letters, which the committee released publicly on Thursday. Well, Maloney, I have a serious problem here. I have a massive problem here. You see, assault weapons, is a meaningless term. It is absolutely meaningless in the United States. The same thing goes for assault rifle, believe it or not, is a meaningless term. But you want to, oh, you need to quit doing this because it's mean, it's evil. The thing is, you people want to completely strip my ability to protect myself. You want to strip many marginalized people's ability to protect themselves. And you're doing this in the name of security and safety, which we both know is a bogus lie. Literally, because you probably have armed guards, whereas I can't afford armed guards. I got me, myself, and I. And there's a lot of people that really don't like me. I don't know why. Could be because I'm a little bit of a loudmouth. But I digress. It is what it is. The Hill has requested comments from the three companies. Millay launched the committee investigation on May 26 following high-profile mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas, both of which are, well, Uvalde, Texas, that is absolutely on the fault of the law enforcement officers on the scene. Buffalo, New York, he violated a bunch of anti-gun laws and still managed to shoot up a place in Buffalo, New York. It seems like gun laws don't work, and that might be the issue here. You're starting to figure out that gun laws don't actually work. Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully people are starting to figure out some things. Also, by assault weapons, I honestly believe that anything that is available to the United States military should be available to civilians. I know. I'm far out there. I'm extremely except I'm not. I'm extremely libertarian on the matter because I believe that the self is the most sacred thing there is. Therefore, anything to protect the self is important. The Uvalde gunman, who killed 19 children and two teachers at Robb Elementary School, reportedly used a Daniel Defense semi automatic rifle. Police said the suspect in the 4th of July shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, that left seven dead used a Smith& Wesson Brands semi-automatic weapon. Well, yeah, yeah, that's going to be a thing. However, in both of these shootings, New York is one of the hardest places to get a gun, any kind of gun. And as far as Highland Park, they had an assault weapons ban in Highland Park. So you're going to tell me these laws actually work? Not to mention, red flag laws exist in both of these places. They were both known to FBI and local police. That would mean that there is a major issue somewhere along the chain. That these gun laws that they keep proposing don't work. Melanie and Maloney in May sent letters to the to the three CEOs and other gun manufacturers requesting information on their sale and marketing of AR-15 style rifles, including profit and market information. Well, see that's the thing, right? They're trying to figure out how many of these guns are out in the wild. They're trying to figure out how many of these legal firearms that people own for hunting and self-defense. Because I know a lot of people that hunt with an AR-15. I know a lot of people. Believe it or not, I hunt with an LS-308, which is an AR-10 variant. It's not as uncommon as you would think. I also hunt with a Mini 14, but let's not go into that. In the new round of letters sent Wednesday, the first reported by the Washington Post, Maloney told the three executives that the information he provided heightened the committee's concern that the manufacturers would continue to profit from the sale of weapons of war despite their harm. Okay? And all I got to say to that is the people's right to bear arms shall not be infringed. And if you want me to do a breakdown of that, I am perfectly capable of, because I'm going to be honest with you. Um, Even with the militia argument, everybody above the age of 17 in the United States is part of the unorganized militia, which means you better get start training, Bucko, because the world's about to go sideways. So yeah. In the letter to Ruger's CEO, Maloney said that the manufacturer had declined to provide some of the requested information. Well, yeah, you're actively at war with them. You're trying to destroy their company. I kinda don't blame them. I'm just going to say, I really don't. The company produced some of the information and documents responsible for our inquiry, but you have refused to produce information specifically regarding semi-automatic rifles based on the AR platform, despite admitting that you keep such records, she wrote. Well, yeah, because what's going on is you're trying to further erode the Second Amendment. You're trying to make it harder for people like me in marginalized communities to protect ourselves. are people like me who live out in the middle of the woods that have a shit ton of predators. Are people like me that also hunt and grow food because, well, food's expensive and kind of a luxury. Who'd have guessed? The new hearing follows one held by the Committee Post last month that featured testimony from witness to recent gun violence as well as the families of the victims. Yes, in an emotional state where there is no rational objectiveness. There is no time to rationalize things. Now, I'm going to say something. I still watch the Timcast IRL podcast every once in a while, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. When it comes down to it, Ian's an idiot because it takes time to legislate. I actually believe that there should be a debate and argument on the floor. However, our legislators are mostly absent minded fools and idiots that don't do their own job. So, that being said, I really don't care. I gave up caring a long time ago. This country is falling apart at the seams. During the committee's investigation, Congress passed a bipartisan gun safety package, which basically legitimizes red flag laws, which violates a shit ton of amendments, not to mention a few other things that are violations of personal privacy. Because the United States does not care about your privacy. That included incentives for implementing red flag laws, which violate my constitutional rights. A closure of the so-called boyfriend loophole. And for those of you wondering, that's what they're calling the thing where somebody calls you in and goes, he's got guns and he's mentally unstable. He said this on Facebook. Yeah, yeah. I hate to tell you this, it doesn't do what they're saying it does. And funding for mental health programs. Well, you could get rid of the red flag laws, a closure of the so called boyfriend loophole, and fund mental health programs. I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. I would rather the states do it, but, you know, given that you've gutted my state, why should why should my state pay for it? The Hill has removed its comment section as there were many other forums for readers to participate in this conversation. We invite you to join the discussion on Facebook and Twitter. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because they were getting a lot of people like me that were bombarding their comment section. I guarantee you that's why they get rid of it. Because when it comes to the gun debate, there is actually only a narrow slither of the country that is pro gun control. And then you have the right and the left, and it's one thing they agree on. Me? I don't fall anywhere on your freaking political scale anymore. It's all mumbo jumbo and garbage because nobody knows what anybody actually is. DSAs are fucking fascist. And, well, I hate to say this, but some Christian conservatives are communists. You get it straight through your head. You people don't know what the shit you're talking about half the time. And it's sad. So I'm lending my voice. Not something I really want to do. But I suppose that means we gotta go into the absolute next one, the one I don't want to do. I don't want to do it, guys. I don't want to do it because it scares me. It scares me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, my dudes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're going there. We're going there. I gotta pull up my thing. Gotta pull up my thing so I can actually read along. Streamlabs OBS, if you're actually freaking watching, I got a suggestion. Allow me to open up multiple news sources. Also, allow me to do more stuff with the remote because I actually enjoy that kind of thing. Anyways, anyways, where was I? Yes. Gun safety advocates push for state assault weapons ban. Now, I can give you three guesses what state this is in. That's right. We focused on gun control at the local and federal levels. Again, that violates the Second Amendment. And there was even a court case on that where the part about a well regulated militia doesn't matter. However, again, everybody at the age of 17 is basically in the militia now. So, congratulations. You're all cannon fodder. Because most of you don't go out and train and have no idea how to operate or take care of a firearm. It's sad. So very sad. Where's Donald Trump when you need him? Monday's shooting has also sparked talk of what Illinois can and should be doing. Well, you should be looking at your laws on the book and trying to figure out where it failed and why it failed and how it failed and why, how, where, and all that stuff. It failed. Well, I fixed my freaking VTuber model because it got stuck when I moved my headset. So, anyways, we're gonna go a little crazy with this. Going a little crazy with this. What should you be doing? Well, I actually believe that we should be training people how to properly use and maintain firearms. I also believe that we need to bring back citizen marksmanship because it would necessarily help out the youth of this country. The youth of this country, which is having a very much crisis like I have. See, it saddens me when I have some natural fucky wucky with my biology, and I see youth males with, well, less testosterone than me. And somebody pointed out that youth marksmanship programs are actually a very good way of fixing some of these issues. So, you know, if it helps, it helps. And I want to help people. I really do. But especially given that a state issued a firearms owner's identification or FOID card to the alleged shooter even after the then teenager showed clear signs of trouble. Well, again, that just goes to show you that your laws aren't working. Gun control doesn't work. And yeah, the two comments. Um, yeah, I guarantee you, I'm not going to be able to see those. Yeah, please read our comments policy before, which is going to be something like blah blah blah. Don't freaking rock the boat, Jackie. Jackie, be a good guy. Don't rock the boat. Quit rocking the boat, Jackie. We don't want you rocking the boat. Oh, damn it. Stuck anyway. Like I care about a whole two comments because, yeah, don't care. And I get to go into this third story that I really don't want to go into. Oh, wait. This one's actually a happy story. Sorta. Because I haven't read it fully all the way through, but I heard about it and I was like, yeah, well. So, do you want to know why we should not have, like, strict gun control laws? Phoenix homeowner shoots and kills two intruders, police say. Yeah, he protected his property. He stood his ground. He did what somebody that cares about an individual estate does. They stand their grounds. Phoenix police say a homeowner shot and killed two men who were trying to break in on the morning of June 25th. Officers responded to 911's call coming from the area of 27th Street and McDonald Road. Around 7:45 p.m., Sergeant Philip says that when they arrived, they found two men who had been shot on the ground in front of the home. Witnesses told the officers the shooter was inside the home next to where the men were lying. Karinsky, I'm just going to call you Karinsky. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your very American Slavic name there. Explained, officers developed a plan to move up on foot and carry the men to safety. The officers were able to successfully carry the men to await paramedics. The officers were able to communicate with the three occupants of the home, and they were detained peacefully. The two men were taken to separate hospitals where they both died from their injuries. Look, man, fuck around and find out. Do you know why I say that? Because you should not be fucking around with other people's shit. And other people should be legally allowed to beat the living snot out of you if you do it. Remember, arms does not just mean firearms. It means weapons in general. The men were identified as 20-year-old Jaro Perez and 24-year-old Jose Gutierrez. My Spanish is not that good. Look, I'm just a dumb Nico. My Spanish is my Spanish is no bueno. During the investigation, Currency says the people who were detained in connection to the shooting gave consistent stories claiming self-defense. Yeah, yeah, that's generally how it goes. And there's not another side to the story, so in consultation with the Maricopa County's attorney office, the suspects were released and charges will be submitted for review. Look, that's generally how it goes. That is actually kind of how it goes when you're involved in a shooting. You do have this period where you're basically being checked out, make sure everything's good, everything's Gucci, man, everything's good. But at the same time, you do have to be careful about these things. You have to know your laws and your precincts and what you can and cannot do. I disagree with banning guns. I disagree with a lot of the gun laws that have been put on the books because a lot of them don't work. A lot of them are unconstitutional, and I've said it several times before. In fact, if you guys will give me a minute to waffle on about nothing, as I often do, I can explain to you something that a lot of people don't understand. That one. Now, gotta find the right. There you are. That wrong display. I went infinite nego. Wait. Um, that's the one we needed. The primary monitor. The one with my porn. It's because I had to switch some cables around. And things got a little bit changed up on me. It's a little sad. A little. Very sad. Very bad day. Very terrible for most people. Most people. Bad day. I wonder what happens if I hit this button. Oh god, I can actually not hear the buzzing. That's so much better. So much better. Of course, I won't be able to hear anything else because, well, it's currently being traveled to my computer. So, I'll have to listen back to this. Back to doing that. Fuck. Anyways, where are we at? We're looking for the amendments. This is actually the Constitution. I will link this below, probably. Article Amendment. A well regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is actually what that says. A well regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. Well regulated back in the days when this was written actually meant well in order, well kept, and working. Well regulated. A well regulated train came on time, did not break down. You have to understand that our Constitution was written a couple hundred years ago and slang has changed a lot. So has English. But that is how it goes. Of course, Congress shall make no law. Yet this has been ran over a lot. The right of a people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by an oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So, red flag laws violates the entirety of the Fourth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a persistent indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising where land or naval forces are in the militia, when actual service in times of war, public danger, or nor shall any person be subject to the same offenses to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case without or to be a witness against himself, nor deprived of life, liberty, or property, without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without compensation. This right here is the Fifth Amendment. Red flag laws also violates the Fifth Amendment. Believe it or not. So we violated the Second, the Fourth, and the Fifth. And because most red flag laws are actually predicated on stuff that you say, it also kind of violates the first. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy a right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of state and district when in crime shall have been committed. The fun part about this is basically your impartial trial thing. The problem with red flag laws is in most states with that you have to actually prove your innocence. You are guilty until proven innocent, which is a violation of the United States Constitution. I mean, we're talking some extreme cases. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or dampen others retained by the people. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it, or prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people. I hate to say this, but shall not be infringed kind of means you don't have any say over that one, even as a state. I understand legal. But that's not the only little thing I wanted to add to the end of this video as I waffle on because, well, all I know how to do is talk. Jackie, all he does is talk. 10 U.S. Code 246, Militia Composition and Classes. The militia of the United States consists of all able bodied males of at least 17 years of age, and except provided in Section 13 or 313 of Title 32, under 45 years of age who are or who have made a declared intention to become citizens of the United States, and of female citizens of the United States who are members of the National Guard, specifically members of the National Guard, although that has actually been extended to anybody that is in the professional military of the United States and is female. The classes in the militia are the organized militia, which consists of the National Guard and the Naval Militia. Notice it doesn't say Navy and Army, it says National Guard and Naval Militia. They are considered organized militias. Now, you can organize a private militia under this system. The unorganized militia, which consists of members of the militia who are not members of the National Guard or the Naval Militia. And there is a whole bunch of add ons to this. Most of those add ons actually increase the age and the availability of who is and isn't in the militia. For example, we'll go to the one that's named up here, right? 23 U.S. Code 131, Appointments and Enlistments Age Limitations. To be eligible for original enlistment in the National Guard, a person must be at least 17 years of age and under 45, or under 64 age and a former member of the regular Army, regular Navy, or regular Air Force, or regular Marine Corps. To be eligible for reenlistment, a person must be under the age of 64. So, again, National Guard's a little different than the Army. It actually has a unique distinction, and that's what that was about. To be eligible for appointment as an officer in the National Guard, a person must be a citizen of the United States and be at least 18 years of age and under 64. See, I actually still qualify to join the National Guard. I can't because I have medical issues, but, you know, in a different world, I would actually have joined the military. But that's what I'm saying is a lot of people don't understand this stuff. Like, everybody at 17 years of age is basically in the militia. And anybody that wants to fight for this country, say it is invaded, has that right and should have that right and should be ready so that time comes. And has always been my argument when it comes to this. Now, if you don't want to fight, I'm not going to force you to fight. That is completely up to you. It's completely up to the Americans. But I digress. I've been jacking. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I got some of my mic issues fixed. Hopefully. Laters, yo.